Okay, so right now I'm just going to give you, the basic overview of how to sample with Logic. Chopping up the sample, saving it as an instrument, being able to play the chops on the keyboard, adding certain effects. That's basically what's going to go down. Right now, right here, I have a drum sample. It's a drum break, and I'm going to use that to show you how to do everything. So first things first, I'm going to play it out loud so you get to hear what it is. If you notice, it's a 2-bar sample, if you were counting. Right now my tempo is 100. So I want to make like a hip hop song, so I think I might want to make it around 95 beats per minute. Okay, so we're at 95 beats per minute. And if you notice the sample, even though it's 2 bars, its length is over the 2 bars in the project, which means the sample's tempo doesn't match the project's tempo. Logic can very easily match the 2-bar sample here with the 2 bars here, and we're going to get it to match by going to, well, first things first, because it's a 2-bar sample, we're going to get the indicators or the locators to make them 2 bars. Then we're going to go to audio, and we're going to hit time stretch region to locators. This will stretch the region to the length of the locators that we said that they would be. So now the sample the drums will fit, they'll match the tempo, and everything's gonna work great. The next step is how to chop up the sample. In Logic, the shortcut to chopping up the sample is the backslash, which is on a Mac right below the delete button. You don't want to use the shortcut, you can just hit split by playhead. In this case, I'm going to chop the sample by quarter notes, just because it's a drum sample and that's going to be the easiest thing to do. However, if you're going to sample something with no drums in it, singing or vocals or anything like that, you can chop up the pieces, irregularly or however way you want it, however you feel will give you the most control in manipulating the sound. So I'm going to chop up the sample now. Alright, there we go. So now there's 8 drum pieces, or 8 pieces to the audio. We have the audio pieces, we have the chops. How do we get to play them on the piano? How do we get it so we can actually play this audio on a keyboard? Well, we're going to go to the EXS sampler on Logic. So go to New, Software Instrument. The default Logic gives you will be the EVP88 electric piano if you're in Logic 9. You're going to want to go to the EXS24 sampler right here. It's in Logic Instruments. Okay, so we're there. Then we're going to click down here. It's going to give you this screen which allows you to kind of edit your sample after you get it in there. You're going to hit edit right here. Now it's going to pop up this screen. This is an instrument that Logic has already kind of saved as a sampled instrument, and it's actually a piano. But we don't want this piano sound, we want to make our own instrument. So we're going to go up here to Instrument, New. And so this is the mixing grounds for our future drum instrument. We're going to drag them, or we're going to select them all, and then we're going to drag them in. And it's going to ask you how you want to arrange the samples in the instrument. Just make sure you're on contiguous zones, and you can zone width as 1, and make the start note whichever note you want. C1 is kind of in the middle of the keyboard, so that's easiest for me, and also it matches up well with my drum pads. So now right here you're gonna see all 8 audio pieces kind of listed out, and it'll tell you what key you need to press to hit them, and they should be in order because we dragged them all at once and we said contiguous, so they're going to be in order. So if we go to C1, I just played the sample in order, but you don't have to do that. You can, mix it around. This is where you get to, change the order and really manipulate the sample to the way you want it. A few things about this little section here. Sometimes you're not going to be dragging in the samples all at one time. So just make sure you select the keys, chromatically or in a way that you feel comfortable with. Second, we have these three things here. With pitch, checking pitch for all the audio pieces will mean the audio will follow the pitch of the key that it's on. One shot, what one shot does is when it's selected, it will play the entire duration of the audio chop or the audio piece, even if you only tap the key. So this is good if you want them to play for the entire duration, so you don't have to hold down the key the entire duration. Lastly, reverse will reverse the audio for whatever key you selected. Reverse sounds like this. Okay, so we have our instrument already. So we're going to hit File, Save, or you can, Command S. Save changes to EXS instrument. Yes, we're going to save it as New Drums 2. And then I like to write the BPM of the sample. We're at 95 BPM, so I'm going to write 95. Save. So now you'll see on the library here on the right, you'll see all the instruments. In this case, this is all the instruments I've ever had on Logic that I've saved. And you can see some of them have the BPM next to it. So now you'll see on the library here on the right, you'll see all the instruments. In this case, this is all the instruments I've ever had on Logic that I've saved. And you can see some of them have the BPM next to it. And you're gonna, if you keep doing this, you're gonna build a library of samples, and you're really gonna be able to tap into this library to really enhance some of your songs. You can add, delay, reverb, various modulation to, really get a sound that you want from the sample. So that's just about it. If you have questions, you can comment, and I'll respond to them. So yeah, that's basically it. Logic is very intuitive for the most part. And generally, if you can't figure out how to do something online, there's usually tutorials and whatnot of how to fix any problems you have. So make sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching.